Welcome to Heart of the Matter Plus. I'm Omotayo.
My name is Dakore Akande.
So in pop culture today,
Yeah.
we have a case of extreme celebrity stuff. Like extreme.
The most extra.
To the end.
Who is this?
Yeah, extreme. So a few weeks ago, actually, I'm sure everybody has seen this by now, Banky W
Oh yeah, that.
went to go and buy food. Just
Groceries, you know, in the neighborhood.
So some ladies in their vehicle used their phone to track him.
Can you imagine?
And they were making this commentary, and basically they were talking about the fact that his car is old. It's not even 2015. Oh no, Banky W. He must be so poor because he's driving an old Range.
The most shallow.
The most shallow. I mean, he kind of dealt with that in the, very effective clapback. However, the question is, how much privacy are celebrities entitled to?
That's a tricky question.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, they're on a pedestal and, I mean, just by being who they are, they're already out there. So it's like, really, are you even trying to live a private life? So it's kind of hard. But I think they do.
On the other hand,
yeah, they do this because they're human beings, and you don't want your business out there all the time. Not because you're doing anything that's necessarily bad, but you just want to have some moments of peace and quiet to yourself. So.
Okay, well, as much as I really detest the fact that these ladies were literally stalked him and they followed him all the way down as he drove out. However, if you flip it, and they had walked up to him and they were like, oh my God, thank you, we love you so much. And they had taken a video and he'd been really nice. It would still have gone relatively viral. It would have benefited him.
True.
It's just that it wouldn't have been negative.
Exactly.
And we wouldn't have been talking about this privacy issue.
People learn positivity. Come on, be kind. Be kind to one another.
Yeah. But the question still, if you've not answered it, how much privacy really? Do celebrities even want privacy?
I think some of them actually crave for it.
It's like, if you blow now.
Horrible. So sorry about that. Sorry, just tugged at my spirit.
Do you know what? Let's move on. Dikko is having a spiritual moment.
So sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
Next up.
Yes. Next up.
Yes.
One of the youngest producers in the game right now in Nollywood, and daughter of media mogul Mo Abudu.
Nancy Moma.
Just got engaged. Temidayo Abudu is engaged.
He's the hottest gist.
It's like the hottest gist right now. Wow. I mean, for real. But I think what's even more, what is even hotter?
Yes, please.
Is that, again, Mommy Ma, on her post about the announcement of this engagement, mentioned that we should get ready.
Suits up.
For hashtag the real
wedding
party.
Capital letter real.
Young and
Take
ready.
that, Banky.
You're not ready.
No,
Exactly.
sorry, I didn't mean that. Sorry.
Mikey, we are so sorry about that. But Lagos is not ready.
Lagos is not ready.
You are really not equipped.
I'm going to show up.
Yeah? Sure. How do you think I'm organizing things?
Please, Auntie Mo. After we cut.
Team Dayo. Wink, wink.
We will be right back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Heart of the Matter Plus. We have with us our guest, and she's actually one of my absolute faves. Love her. The sensational actress that all of you love, Dakore Akande.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. All that for me?
All of that for you.
I'll take it. Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good. And you?
I'm great.
Awesome.
It's great to have you. Before I even get into the main gist, there's some behind the scenes,
TBT.
just as to how these two know each other, because I thought I had claims to sit over here, but actually I don't. But you guys might remember one time there was some competition between designers to get Dakore a dress.
Yes,
Right?
for the NBCA.
Yes. And apparently, Omotayo's friend.
Yes, so my friend Irene Yeager Illustrations, she had done a design and she was shortlisted.
Yes.
But she lives in the UK. So she was like, who's going to help her do all the running around here? And so she called me. And so, we picked the fabric. She sent it to her other friend. And then I was pretty much the liaison
Yes, she was
person.
the go-between. Yes,
okay.
and you guys were actually like second. Yeah,
Yes.
because
Yes,
the
we're
first person
runners
was Folu A of House of Dabir. I said Folu A. That's her Instagram name. You see, we're in trouble. Her name is Folu. And yeah, so she's House of Dabira, and then but I actually wore the dress. I ended up wearing it for Corona at 60s. I was hosting, so I wore the dress. So yeah, I did wear the dress, I promise. I'll send you the pictures as well.
Thank
Beautiful
you. That
dress.
would be lovely.
But that was just an amazing platform, I think, for new designers and stuff. It was really great. Maybe I'll do that this year. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
And speaking of which, actually, you are nominated for an AMVCA for Isoke.
I am best lead
Congratulations.
actress in a comedy. I don't know why they say comedy, but it's kind of funny, like a romantic
Yeah,
comedy.
it is.
So yeah, in that sense.
And to top that, you're also nominated now for the AMA
For
Awards.
the AMA Awards as well for Best Actress.
Check you out.
I know, right? Glory be to God. No, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. I mean, coming in from, pretty much 5 years of not working and then coming back and now being at the point where I'm being nominated for all these awards and stuff. It's great. It's a great feeling. Not to say that I haven't won awards before, but coming back in, it's great. And as a mom and as a wife and everything, it's nice. It's nice. Thank you, Lord. I'm really appreciative.
So to that end, here's what I'm going to ask.
Oh, God.
Right?
So dramatic.
I know. He
Here's
can't help
what-
himself.
here's
He's
what
an
I-
actor too, so.
Here's what I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, career-wise for you right
Yes.
now. But I also know that you are a woman of faith.
I am.
So how do you balance your faith and all this fame?
Well, I just believe that God He ordains everything, This journey for me being here now as an actor, it was all part of the divine plan. And as a woman of faith, I've been brought up in that faith. So I know what my limitations are. I know where where I can play and where I can, set boundaries. And I think it's really about setting boundaries. When you do that, then everything kind of just flows and you don't have to fight so much because you already know that, oh, this is a no-no, this is a no-no. But also because it's a creative space, you also want to be able to have the freedom to be and to become. Right. So I just allow the Holy Spirit to lead me. Whenever I feel any kind of way about something, I just kind of pray about it and say, Lord, okay, what are you saying? And then I allow that voice to lead me. And that's pretty much how I've, curated my whole career. And it's because I know that what we're doing is a very powerful thing, it's a very visual thing. It has the impact to really, change lives. And so I always make sure whenever I read a script or whoever I'm working with also has that in alignment, that vision, so that the purpose of it can come to pass. So yeah, that's basically how I do it. I mean, there's no hard and fast rule, but I just allow the Holy Spirit to basically guide me.
That's brilliant.
That's interesting. So talking about the impact that media can have.
Yeah.
I don't think people are aware how powerful media is to shape the way we think, the decisions we make. I mean, look at social media and how it's changed the way you didn't even call her name, you called her
you can
by her
imagine.
handle. But then we all know that this industry, we're talking behind the scenes about how it's like the money is like nothing.
Yeah.
But then, there's a saying that says, he who pays the piper dictates the tune.
Yes.
How do you think the way the industry is funded at this time and the constraints with money and all of that affects the quality of what we produce?
Oh, it definitely does. I mean, this whole industry it's expensive to make a film, to even make music or whatever, any kind of artwork. But I think I'll start with the media and the power of the media. I studied mass communication at Unilag, so I understand the power of the media. I know, it has the power to set agendas. And, unfortunately, our government hasn't really supported us in that way because they don't use it. Like when you think of Hollywood, I mean, that's like the poster child for, when you think of Hollywood, you just think of perfection. You think of America, you just always think of strength and, bravery and all of this, America, the land of the free and all of that stuff. But it's because the government also made, a big, made an investment exactly in that. But our government is not doing that. But that's fine. We didn't let that stop us. We're doing what we're doing. So I think it's for those who know the power of the media to be in those positions to actually create content. Then that change can occur. But for so long, even with Nollywood, you had a lot of people who didn't understand the power of it, but they had the money and they were the ones that drove the industry. But now there's been a shift. Now you have new Nollywood, you have the new Nigerian cinema, and you can see that the content is kind of changing to adapt to what is, what is obtainable. Like Isoke, for instance, talking about what women go through, the pressures and all of that. It's because, people are more aware of the power of that. So I think when that happens, you'll have more people, doing stuff that's going to actually elevate conversations as opposed to try and squash it or not let people even think critically at all. And then with money coming into the industry and all of that, I mean, for me, I don't do it for money. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not a money thing, but I think it's more of a calling. It's something that it's a passion thing, it's like I can't imagine being, in any other space apart from a creative space. But I also sing, I also, I'm visually, I love art. And so there are ways that you find, to express yourself creatively. But at the same time, it's frustrating. I must say, it's very frustrating because you do a job and you want to be able to make a living, an honest living. I mean, for me, on my level, it's okay. It's okay-ish. But if it could be better. But at the same time, we do what we do because we love it, because it's necessary. It's actually a big part. I mean, media and culture, we are curating the culture of the times. So it's a very powerful thing that we're doing. I don't trivialize it. I really, really appreciate it. But I also have that spirit of excellence that I try to bring to every project. I'm very selective about the projects that I become a part of because I know that it's going to be long-standing, it's going to be out there forever and ever. So those are the ways that I kind of allow those principles to guide me in terms of what kind of projects I actually put my heart and soul to, because it's such a time-consuming, energy, draining thing. So you can't just be in every production. For me, at my level, that's what works for me. So I think once you just figure out how you want to go about things, and then you just kind of flow from there.
I love it when you talked about impact, of the impact of media. And on this show, we like to be very practical about how people can have practical change. We can actually influence change ourselves without waiting for the government.
Oh, yeah.
But outside of the media and film, what practical ways can you suggest to young people who are watching of ways that they can kind of take on problems or whatever challenges they're facing in their own environments, in their own spheres, whether they're in entertainment or they're in the corporate world? What little things do you think that we can just do as individuals instead of waiting for government? Yeah,
I mean, you have to just, because if not, you won't be in a position of power. You always feel helpless. So to create that, you have to take back your power and say, okay, this happened to me. What can I do to make this not happen to someone else? Or if someone else is going through this, how can I make it better for them? I think that's where we should all start from. I think for me, I've gone through some really tough things in my life. And sometimes I'm like, oh, Lord, why? But I think it was because he wanted me to learn empathy. He wanted me to understand. And I think as an actor, I bring that to bear, so when I'm actually, in a character, I can actually bring that empathy to and try and bring that character to life. So I think it's really, we can't have a woe is me attitude. Yes, sometimes when you're going through it, you're stuck in there and you can't help but feel it. But when you get through it, and then you have to now think of how can I use that to empower someone else? So people who've maybe, for instance, if you've been raped or you've experienced domestic violence or something, then, try and align with causes that are, trying to help people out of that, so that at least somewhere it gives you some power and you can kind of say, okay, I'm using my life as an example. I'm using what I've been through. I'm turning a tragedy into a triumph, So I think that's it, just don't let the situation kind of, overwhelm you. It can be overwhelming, and I'm speaking from experience. I mean, we've all gone through things in life, but it's either you sink or you swim, and I'd rather swim. Much rather swim.
All right, so we're going into a round of rapid fire questions.
Oh gosh!
But I think I'll start with the first question while you pull it up.
Okay.
I think the first one: movies or TV shows?
Movies.
Really? You don't like binge watch TV?
Well, you know what? I only just recently binged on The Handmaid's Tale. Oh
Such a show.
my goodness.
That's such a show.
What?
Yeah.
I'm like, season 3 next year? No, I can't. Yeah, so I would say yes, but recently movies more. But yeah, TV. So I'm kind of like
In the middle
like
of
that.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Home cooked meal or party rice?
Home cooked meal.
Really?
Home cooked. Oh,
wow.
At least I know what I'm eating. They've not watched, so only God knows what is.
I love it.
Okay, it's not that kind of show. Yeah. Okay. Don't mind me.
All right. So Friday night, catch up with the girls or feet up at home with the boo?
Feet up at home with the boo and the babies.
Aww.
We love it.
And the baby.
And the babies.
I love it. Okay. So Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram.
Really?
Oh, team Instagram all day. I love pictures. I love, and you can. Twitter, I find Twitter a bit overwhelming. Yeah, I'm not a tweeter. Yes, I love
that.
I'm an Instagrammer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All
But
right.
I'm not even as consistent as I should be. But yeah, I'm on it at least.
Yeah. Okay. Saturday mornings, sleep in or exercise?
Exercise.
Wow.
Saturday is my exercise day. I go for yoga.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Somehow it's gotta happen. Yeah. So yeah,
Love it.
I'm an exercise on Saturday girl.
All right. Cool. So the last one, fame and impact or fortune and be forgotten?
Fame and impact, definitely. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
We love
Fame and
it.
impact. Yes. Yes.
Okay. It's amazing having you on the show.
That's
it.
Oh no! I was just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
No, you guys are so sweet. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. I think it's going to help so many people out there.
Oh, for sure. I'm always here, and you have to just know and walk in your own purpose, and just let God lead you. Honestly. There's no other way. I mean, we make mistakes, we'll fall by the wayside, but He's always there, and He will always, uplift us, and we should also uplift ourselves in the process. Yeah.
Lovely.
That's
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys. That's all the time we have with our amazing guests, but we'll be right back with the news commentary.
It's time for the commentary. Today we are discussing Nigerian music industry and materialism.
Ain't that a thing, though?
Ain't that a thing and a half? Oh. All right, but no, let's bring it back.
Okay.
Is the Nigerian music industry extremely focused on money?
You know what? I'd say not everyone.
Yeah, but the majority. If you think about the huge people, Davido, Wizkid, the lyrics to almost every song that is a banger right now
True.
is about money.
I think so. I would agree.
Yeah.
I think by and large, actually, we still are. There's one or two people who are sort of trying to make a change.
One or
by
two people who are like
yeah.
struggling to climb up the totem pole,
Yes.
but they're
yes,
still
yes.
climbed over.
But I mean, there's Fowles talking about some social issues right now.
But
There's-
on the other hand, Fowles at some point has also talked
that's right about money.
making that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is it doing? So even just now in the conversation we had with Dakore, he talked about how media is, we're the cultural ambassadors of a country.
Yes.
What does it say of the country when the values that we're promoting through our music is materialism? What does it say of the increase in greed, in corruption?
Yes.
I mean, sometimes we talk about the country as if the problem is with the president or the senators or all the politicians. However, we down here at the bottom
Yes,
are
exactly.
only aspiring or talking about money.
Yeah, that's it. So we're actually grateful for people like Dakore who are looking to do more with their platforms.
Yeah.
But also, there is Banky W, who's actually trying to make a change as
Ooh,
well.
so going back to the stalker story that
Yes.
we shared with you in the pop culture segment,
Yes.
Banky W actually turned that situation around.
360.
Completely.
Yeah.
First of all, he let the stalkers know that the reason why he does not have a new car, not because he ain't got the money, but actually because he believes in being financially secure, making sure he has a home and can pay for the home before spending the money on more trivial things like cars that devalue so quickly. And I feel like that's kind of like a perspective shift, because a lot of us feel like, you know, you blow, you've hammered, you have grown, so that means you have to spend all your money on cars. But if you buy a car for 30 million this year, next year it's probably worth 15, and the year after. But then if you take that money, kind of accumulate it,
Put it together.
and then use it to purchase a house,
You know, in a nice neighborhood.
you have security and peace of mind.
You can go to bed like this,
And rest
like a baby.
and be happy.
That's it. Yeah.
So he's actually auctioning this old, the old car, you know, and the proceeds.
The proceeds are going to charity, actually. So it's not just about going, you know, making money, but
Yeah.
he's actually then not only smart, but he's also giving back.
Yes.
And that's just amazing. Susu must have been like, that's my man.
That's my boo.
Yeah.
Our own wedding party.
Yeah. Think that.
But no, just to go home with the mindset that money and the pursuit of money as an end in itself is that's not just all of life. There are smarter ways to do this, and we can also give back.
That's right. We can actually give back.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. That's all the time we have for this episode. Stay tuned for more. We'll be back next time.
All right, let's just focus. Should we just cut and start again? I think we should. Let's begin again.
You?
Who was making you laugh?
Just get your vibe.
Who was making you laugh? Out.
I don't call her my She was like, who's her materiality? She was like, I was like,
Okay.
I saw